I'm gonna love you.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Sicky. You can call me Chris, whatever floats your boat. Welcome back to another episode of the How to Play Fortnite series. Today's episode is going to be about early game, but real quick before I wanted to jump into the gameplay, I wanted to tell you guys how the rest of this series is going to be laid out. So there's three main areas of the game: early game, mid game, and late game. So for each one of those main categories, I'm going to have a full playthrough video, which is what this one will be for early game, where I basically just play through an entire early game, or mid game or late game later in the series, and I'll talk you through my entire thought process, basically just what's going through my head, and like quick tips for how to be successful. And then the couple follow-up videos after that will be more in-depth. So like, for instance, this is going to be a full playthrough of an early game, right, from as soon as the bus takes off until I've cleared my entire landing area and I come out and I'm ready to rotate to mid-game. And I'll be talking you through little stuff there, but I'm not going to spend too much time on any one thing, so I'm not going to spend too much time on my thoughts behind where I'm landing and why. I'll say a couple things, but I really want to like address a whole video on that, and like, you know, certain things to think of, because I could talk for 5 to 10 minutes just on that, and I don't really want to like bypass anything. So this is going to be a full playthrough with like little tips and tricks along the way. Then the next couple videos will be taking this specific gameplay apart piece by piece and really like digging deep into why things happen the way they did and why I was successful. And then I'll do the same thing for mid game, a full playthrough, and then we'll break it down into separate videos. Same thing for late game, and then hopefully by the end of that we'll have a pretty decent series. So see you guys as soon as we're in the game. Alright, so we're coming in from Moisty. I think I'm gonna land Pleasant, just because I'm really comfortable in that area. I know how to clear pretty well, rotate pretty fast. And there should be a decent amount of people there since the bus is going straight over top. So I think that's the call. Alright, we're gonna jump now. I usually like to go in the middle blue house in the back row. So we'll see if I can beat everyone else there. I'll talk about this more in the where to land video, but if you're just starting out with the game, I would recommend just like picking one area and landing there. Like, however many games it takes in a row, just keep landing at the same spot, until you know the area well, you know where the chests are in each house, and you're comfortable landing at any building if you have to, stuff like that. Just basically get one area down at a time, and then progress to another area. And just break it down like that. That way you're not overwhelmed with just randomly picking a spot. Alright, so like you get Pleasant comfortable, which is it's what I did. All my friends, we got comfortable with Pleasant, then we got comfortable with Anarchy, comfortable with Moisty, Tilted, Greasy. Just take it one area at a time. Loot is not, oh, never mind. Loot's looking good. We're good now. Shotguns. If there's anything that's extremely, I guess two things now that I just saw that. Two things that will pretty much give you a huge advantage in the early game are shotguns and shields. Like, extremely important. Extremely important. Shotguns are definitely more important than shields though. If you got better aim. Alright, we're gonna start rotating. I'm not sure if anyone else signed it here. Get all this one-hit furniture, some quick mats. I don't want to spend too much time in these buildings looting. I want to make sure I'm clear. But like I said, shield is important, so we're gonna see. Get some more shield real quick. If not, we're just gonna go start looking for players. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, put a wall there. Alright. Here we go, we got somebody. Just walked in the front door. Oh, 12 damage. Alright. Yeah, I apologize. This is my first game on, so my shots are god awful. Shield definitely kept me alive there. Although, I shouldn't have taken that much damage. That attack shotguns and the low damage they do amaze me. Alright, so we started moving in the clockwise direction. We're just going to keep moving clockwise. Get as many mats as we can. But don't, you know, sit there and farm for too long. Just on the move. Pretty much have it. Like, we lost shield, which is fine. But we have enough loot to kill people. I mean, mainly you just need shotguns. And we have mats. So I'm just going to keep moving from building to building. I don't hear anyone in here. Audio cues are huge in this game. I, like, 110% recommend that you have a headset when you're playing this game. It's, like, extremely important. I really can't stress that enough. So, let's go. Alright, we'll grab this chest outside, see if we can get some shield. There really might have only been one guy here. It's kind of disappointing. If that is the case in, like, the other videos, talking about clearing spawn and especially on, like, how rotation and, like, survival early game goes, I'll definitely make sure I get different gameplay with a lot more kills. But I kind of feel like this was the only guy. Got some more shields. One more shield. Alright, so basically, like I said before, get comfortable with the area you're going to. So I'm comfortable. I know the layout and the chest spawns for this house, that house, the blue house, the two brick houses over there, the basketball house. And some of these houses are duplicates. Like, this house in particular is all the way, like, back here. There's, like, 4 or 5 of them. The modern house is, there's another one of them exactly the same by Loot Lake. Basketball house is in Greasy. It's in... there's another one in Snobby. And this house with the tree on it, there's another one in Salty. And I'm pretty sure there's another one somewhere else. But yeah, these houses are duplicated all over the map. Fantastic. There goes my shield. The houses are duplicated all over the map. So once you learn the chest spawn for one, it's the same chest spawns for all of them. But yeah, basically get comfortable with every house. And then in one area, and then figure out which one you prefer, which one works better for you, and then just try to get the jump down so that you get there before everyone else every time. And then from that point, it's pick a direction, so either clockwise or counterclockwise. Hit all of this stuff. Make sure the traps. All these bookshelves, the sofas, they're all one hit, and they're a lot of wood fast. You can get really, really quick materials by doing this. It's extremely important that you get materials early game. Materials, shotguns, and shields, I guess, are the top 3 things you need to make sure you're grabbing. So yeah, once you have a shotgun, you should be on the move, pushing. Like, you don't, like, you want to loot everything in your house, and then you saw I went over here. The only reason I grabbed that chest was because I wasn't at full shield, and that's really the only reason, unless you don't have a shotgun. But if you have a shotgun and you don't hear a chest or a person, you need to just move to the next building. I guess that's the most important thing. You don't want to spend 10 minutes looting one house at a time, because if I would have ran to that next house and started looting, and that guy would have come here and then he would have gone this way, I could have looted that whole house. Then I could have looted that whole house. Then I could have looted that whole house. And he might have gone back to the mansion way out in the woods, and I would have never run into him. You don't want to throw away a kill opportunity. And he also could have come behind me, and I wouldn't have even known it, because he would have been coming from that house while I was there. And I would have already, in my head, thought that I cleared that house, and he would have been coming from behind me, and he could have killed me easily from there. So, you really just want to move fast. You don't want to waste too much time at any one house. You just want to move quick through the whole spawn point. If you don't hear a chest or a person, next house. If you don't hear a chest or a person at the next house, go on to the third house, and just keep doing it until you complete an entire circle, and you've swept every building. Honestly, if you're confident in your abilities, usually, whether I'm playing solos, duos, whatever, if I've gone every building and say, like, I saw this ramp here, so I knew a player was here, but I never saw him as I did the rotation, because maybe he was like 2 houses behind me going the same way, then just go to the middle. Build up a little bit. Let them know where you're at, and just look around for them. Other than that, that's basically it. Another important thing is materials early game are huge. You need to get as many mats as you can in as short amount of time as possible. And you don't want to be farming if there's still players in your area, because while I'm doing this, I could get shot in the back for free, sniped in the head even, and just dropped immediately. So that's another reason as to why it's important to clear the area as fast as possible and make sure there's no other people around. But yeah, I spent a little bit of time talking, kind of wandering around. After I killed him and got to that house, the end of my rotation, I would have started going towards Tilted. I would have left the area, and that would have like entered me into mid-game, but due to the fact I'm doing a commentary, I kind of just wanted to make sure no one would be shooting at me while I'm just jumping around mindlessly and talking to you guys. But yeah, I mean, basically, early game is over once you leave the starting area, and I guess in order to win early game, you want to make sure that you kill everybody. I mean, like, you can technically, your early game, you could just loot this house and leave, go to mansion, but that's not really, like, the point. And it's not really going to build your confidence. It doesn't mean anything to just go to one house and run away. I mean, sometimes if you don't get any good guns and you're surrounded, it might be the only call, but for the most part, you want to stay in the area, clear it, and then once it's clear and you've got your loot, then you leave, and that ends early game. So yeah, I guess that's really all I wanted to talk about. I'm gonna really, like, dive deep. I'll have different early game gameplay, like a gameplay with high kills, a gameplay where I'm in tough situations and stuff like that. I'll get plenty of games and I'll save them and we'll dissect them in the next couple videos. And then once I feel like I've covered everything that I wanted to for early game, we will start breaking down some mid-game gameplay and build fights and engagements and, you know, topics pertaining to mid-game and choosing when to fight, choosing when to disengage, choosing when to build, when to shoot, and just how to be successful in, like, open field scenarios when you're not surrounded by buildings, stuff like that. And basically how to take all the loot that you got from early game and get yourself to a top 10 situation, which is what I would consider late game. I guess I'm in top 11 now. But yeah, that's basically it. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like. Don't forget to comment any questions. Make sure you subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss another video in the series. They will be coming out every Wednesday and Saturday. And yeah, that's basically it. I guess I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.